everybody, what's up? It's Megan and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought that I would do the Booktube Newbie Tag. I was asked to do this about a week ago and I felt like it just wasn't quite the time yet to do it, but then I figured, what the hey, might as well. I am definitely a newbie with only 2 videos under my belt. So here it is. Here is the Booktube Newbie Tag. So the first question is, why did you start a channel? So YouTube is something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while, but I was always really nervous about putting myself out there and opening myself up to the myriad of things that are possible whenever you put yourself out there on the internet. But it was something that I finally just said, you know what, if you're gonna do it, and you're not getting any younger, and you know, life is gonna pass you by if you don't just take the plunge. So I figured, what the hell, and started a channel sort of on a whim overnight a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't looked back since, so that's really exciting. All right, so question 2, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? Well, I don't know about fun and unique, but some of the things that I find that are a little bit different about me versus other more prominent booktubers are, 1, I am a little bit older. I'm not gonna say how much older, but I'm a little bit older than most of the prominent booktubers. And 2, my advocacy for using the library. I think I've said this in both of my previous videos, but utilizing the library is really important to me, and I've been really trying to embrace minimalism, and I know that you guys are gonna get tired of hearing me say that, but it's the truth. And so my focus on using the library to read books and to do hauls, I think, will be something different about me compared to other booktubers. So yeah, I think those will be the things: a little bit of age and wisdom, and then obviously, you know, utilizing the library and promoting the use of the library. I think that those will be the 2 things that will be mostly unique about me. All right, so question 3, what are you most excited for about this new channel? Now, I know a lot of people, whenever they start a channel, they're like, oh, I'm so excited to make new friends and to meet new people and to talk about books with people. And yeah, you know, I guess I'm excited about those things too. But for me, I think the thing that I'm most excited for is actually to see my own reading journey, to see how my reading tastes have changed in the months and the years that I do this channel, to see how I change in the months and years that I do this channel. And I just think kind of having that sort of diary, in a way, that video diary, will be something I'm really excited to have. And so I think that that's the thing I'm most looking forward to when it comes to this channel, is just to have, you know, sort of a video timeline of my life, my reading journey, and my own personal journey. I just think that that'll be a really cool thing to be able to look back on. So that's the thing I'm most excited for. Question 4, why do you love reading? This is a really like deep question, and I say that because I have so many reasons that I love reading. So the thing that I really like about reading is that every book is its own self-contained world. Sometimes those worlds look exactly like your own, and sometimes they look nothing like your own. And I love the way that reading can help expose you to people and places and times that you wouldn't otherwise get to be a part of, that you wouldn't otherwise get to experience. And especially if you're someone like me who grew up not the richest person, if you grew up like me, then books were your way to see the world when you otherwise wouldn't be able to. And I've been able to kind of carry that thought with me through my adult years, and I still feel that way. I feel like every book is magic, and I just can't imagine my life without books and without reading. I think that it's just unfathomable. Unfathomable. There's that word. I think that it is unfathomable for me, and so yeah, that is why I love to read. Number 5, what book or series got you into reading? This is a really hard question, and the reason I say that is because I have been reading basically my entire life. My grandmother and my mother taught me how to read before I even went to preschool, and so I literally do not have memories without books. I don't have memories without reading. I don't have memories without having bookshelves in my home and a collection of books. I don't remember a time. So for me, there was nothing in particular that spurred on my love for reading, because it's just always kind of been there. It is one of the constant loves of my life. If I were to say what reignited my passion for reading, or what helped to further ignite my passion for reading, it would probably be the Harry Potter series, which is really, really cliche. But even still, I can't totally credit that because I was reading at that time anyway. I just wasn't reading fantasy books. It actually took me several tries to get through the first Harry Potter book. I had to pick it up a couple different times over the span of several years before I was ready for Harry Potter, because I did not care for fantasy. So before that, it probably would have been the Princess Diaries. I was obsessed with that series in, I guess, early high school. And so I was really excited when the movie came out because I loved the series. So if not Harry Potter, probably the Princess Diaries, that would be it. But yeah, I can't remember a time without reading. And so I don't know that there is necessarily one book that has spurred on my love for reading or series. I don't think that there is. It's just something that's always been there and I think always will be. Question number 6. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? Oh man, this is something I haven't even thought about, to be fair, because I don't know if there is anything that I would ask them. The things that I would ask a booktuber are things that they basically already talk about. So the books that they're reading, the books that they recommend, what their favorite books are. You know, once again, like I said, I'm kind of an introvert, and so like I don't feel like I would be asking them really personal questions because I don't feel like that's, you know, we don't know each other that way, and I don't feel like that's really appropriate. So the things that I would ask them would be the things that they already talk about, like their favorite books and whatnot. So that's a really difficult question, and I know that that's kind of a half-hearted answer, but it's the truth. And so yeah, I don't really have anything that I would ask. Question 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? So having done 2 videos already, I can tell you exactly what I think are going to be my hardest challenges. One being editing, because it is a slog, especially if you were someone like me who stumbles over her words a lot and who does not always give the most coherent answer. Sometimes you have to go back in and edit it up to make it sound like you know what you're talking about, and that can take a while. So editing would be my first answer. And then my second answer would be just how to get myself out there to more people. I've joined, you know, several book blogging and booktubing Facebook pages, and I've joined a booktubing subreddit, but outside of that and outside of Instagram and Twitter, I don't really know how to get myself out there. And even then on Twitter, I haven't really gotten much of a response. It feels like I'm kind of talking to nobody. Maybe it's because people aren't using Twitter the same way anymore. I do get some feedback from Instagram, but I don't know that that's really doing too much. So yeah, my 2 things would be editing, and then just figuring out how to get myself out there so that people see what I have to say and see what I'm putting out. So if anybody has any tips for me or ideas, or just encouragement to keep me from losing my mind, that would be really helpful, and I would be really thankful. Question 8. When did you start reading? So I already kind of covered this earlier, but I started reading before preschool. So I guess I was around 3-ish, maybe? So yeah, I started reading pretty young, and I don't mean just when did I learn to read, but like when did I start reading? I was fortunate that even though we didn't have a lot of money, my parents were adamant about keeping books in the house for me to read and for me to have access to the library. So reading is just something that I've always done. It's something that I've always loved, and I don't remember a time without it. I don't remember a time where I wasn't reading. So yeah. So question 9 is, where do you read? And the real question should be, where don't I read? Because I will literally read anywhere, except for cars, because that makes me car sick. So where do I read? Typically I read in the bed, because beds are comfy, and you can stretch out and you can get cozy in your blankets and your pillows. I keep like a cup of coffee beside me and I just snuggle in for the day and I read. If I'm not reading there, then I am likely on the couch, also curled up with the blanket and pillows and a cup of coffee or just some sort of beverage, maybe a cookie, I don't know. And then I also like to read whenever it's warm. I like to read out on my back deck, get a little sunshine, but only when it's warm, not when it's hot, because if it's hot, Mama don't want to be out there. I'll be in the bedroom. So in front of a fan, yes, preferably. But whenever it's nice and warm and there's a little bit of a breeze, I do like to sit out on my back deck and read. So that would be my other favorite place. Although this last summer I went to the beach for the first time and I don't know how long. I mean, it has literally been years, and I took a book with me. And getting to read on the beach was pretty sweet. We put up our little canopy and I pulled out my chair and I sat, and then finally I actually went down to the surf and I put my chair a little bit back from the surf so that it was just my feet that were getting hit, so I could stay nice and cool in the summer sunshine and read, and that was really nice actually. So I would love to do that again. Go back to the beach and just sit and read. I think that would be really nice, listening to the waves and having the nice breeze, but only whenever it's not hot, because I hate it when it's hot. So if I'm gonna read outdoors, it can't be hot, but it also can't be freezing cold, because I don't want that either. So spring, fall, yeah, that's when I'll go outside to read. But otherwise, it's inside, on the couch, or in bed, and that's it. And the final question is, what kind of books do you like to read? So I think I said in my last video that what happens is I'll typically get stuck in a genre for a year or two and I'll read almost that exclusively. And so it tends to change up here and there, but in the last couple of years, the thing that I've been reading the most has been thrillers. I love a good thriller. I love books that make my heart race, books that give me that creepy tingle on the back of my neck. Books that keep me guessing until the last page. Those are my favorite. I think another reason that I really like thrillers is because typically they're not slow burns. You have to get into the action pretty much immediately. You want to be hooked immediately. And I like books like that. I mean, not that I don't read books that are slow burns, or not that I don't read books that are slower paced, but for me, I really like to be just hooked from the beginning. I want to be gripped throughout the whole thing, and I only want to put it down when I'm sleeping or when there's something big that just happened in the novel and I have to process it. So thrillers would be my favorite right now. And then secondly would probably be horror, because I just love to be scared, and I guess it goes along with thriller. I guess thrillers are kind of horror light in some ways. But yeah, definitely thrillers. And the thing that got me started on this kick was about 2 years ago. I got The Girl on the Train out of the library, and I also got Playing with Fire by Tess Gerritsen. I think that was the name of it, Playing with Fire. And then I got Before I Go to Sleep, which I think is S.J. Watson. And I got those 3 books out of the library when I was going through a difficult time with my physical health, which was causing issues with my mental and emotional health. And my doctor kind of recommended that I find a hobby and I get outside. And so I went to the library and I started picking up books that A, would grip me, and B, that weren't extremely long, which most thrillers are maybe around 350 pages, most average thrillers. And so ever since then, it just, I mean, those books actually helped me get out of a really rough time, and helped me to deal with some physical health issues that I was having that outlet. And so, yeah, so for me, it is just 100% right now, thrillers and horror. So that is the Booktube Newbie Tag. I hope you guys learned something fun about me from it. I don't know. I don't really find myself to be all that interesting, but you know, it is what it is. So if you're a Booktube newbie and you've done the Booktube Newbie Tag, would you link it below for me so that I can go see what your answers are? If you enjoyed this video, can you please give it a thumbs up? And if you would like to see more from me, can you hit the subscribe button? Is it down there? And I will see you guys next week with another video. Bye.